Hello, we are Hello Emerson from Columbus, Ohio, and we're playing in Nuremberg tonight. We're picking out my outfit, so we look good when we end it. We're pulling out all the stops to pretty ourselves up. Got reservations at a restaurant that we can't afford on a weeknight. In the thick of happy hour. So help me do my best and match every shade of gray to the black of your dress. My colorblind eyes, they're useless tonight. And I'm writing you a letter. And when you use the restroom, just to check out the decor and deliver your report, I'll slip it in your purse before you return to the table, and I hope you find it a bit clarifying. Curled up in bed, I'll forget every word but the last ones we said. When we locked the door and left, so I'm sending you my best, to you and the city of London, and of course your thesis. Drunk like Dionysus. So we're picking out my outfit, so we look good when we end it. We're pulling out all the stops to pretty ourselves up.
I lived in Nashville, Tennessee for 1 year, which was enough. I was going to school at a university where on Sundays everything closed except the church. So you had to walk off campus if you wanted to do some work. So I did. I would walk to a diner, and I would be pretty regular at this diner on Sundays, and I had a rapport with the server person who sat at the bar, and it never extended to names. We never really talked about how each other were, but we did have a really good, every Sunday. And it didn't need to be more than that. That was enough to make it feel like Sunday. So, maybe you have somebody that you go like this to. And if so, this song is for that person. I'm building a bridge to the other side of this body I'm in, made of black and tan bricks, held together with glorified spit. And I wish, yeah, I wish I could see what the other half sees. And I'm huddled up tight. A war is breaking out tonight. Was there always this light? Make me feel so hopelessly alive. But I hope, yes I hope, I walk where I want me to go. And part of me wants to break free, but these protein, sodium, guanine and adenine, do they make me me? Are they even listening? Lanky thin at the wrist, funhouse images of happiness. Shirts hang loose on this kid who feels so much bigger than he is. But I am, yes I am in tune with this pulsing room. And if I close my eyes, I see these neon pathways, thymine inside a scene, drafting my wants
wants and needs. They're all laid out for me. Back to the Sunday commute, north on West and Avenue. Find that red cushion seat, just some water to start with, if you please. I don't know, I won't know. I just pretend like I'm in control. I bought a leash, but it's still dragging me. Cruel biology, barking incessantly. You love her, you love her. Go touch her, go touch her. You love her, you love her. No, 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 no. Hey, you don't even know her. But oh, no, no, you love her, you love her. She turns to me. What can I get you to eat? Just the regular, please.
I think we started making music 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We all met at Jack and I met at Cafe Kerouac, which is a bar / record store / bookstore / coffee shop / performance venue in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, college hangout. Could you describe Cafe Kerouac in a couple sentences?
It's pretty diverse. You get a lot of different conversations. I mean, and there's a bunch of, 21-year-olds go there to drink. And then you also have like 41-year-olds who have been going there for 20 years. And it's just a lot of cool people. You always run into people with a interesting story.
So they also have an open mic. So Jack and I met at that open mic. Mm-hmm. I played some songs. Jack said, hey, what about some drums or piano? Yep. And then we started playing together. I met Dan at the Ohio State University. Mm-hmm. We were in the same dorm. Yeah. Dan, why were you at OSU?
I was studying music there, and we met at a Tune Yards concert.
Well, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We met at a Tune Yards concert. Yeah, because Michelle was there, and there was like fluorescent tape and paint all over people's faces. Yeah. And I needed a friend. Yeah. And Dan was a friend.
Yeah, we both got our faces painted together.
Yeah.
It was bonded us for life.
Yeah. One of the most popular things to do if you were a musician in Columbus, Ohio, is to move to New York City. So every year, a number of our friends will move to New York City, or maybe they'll move to Chicago, or they'll move to a bigger music city. In this case, it was Kyle. His name is Kyle Curley. He is a nurse. He plays horn, and he writes songs, and he's a very dear friend. So he was moving to New York City. He gave me a parting gift of the book Winesburg, Ohio by Sherwood Anderson. It is a classic of short fiction, and I tried reading it, and I did not like it. But I appreciated the gift, and I very much love Kyle. So I wrote this song for him so that he didn't take it personally, that I didn't like his gift. I'm very much looking forward to see Kyle when we come back from tour. Kyle Curley, I'm sorry to report, but the book you bought for me last summer didn't stay the course. The introduction's fine, and Hands was worth my time, but after that the other pages broke free from the spine. And when Winesburg, Ohio fell apart in my hand, I took it as a sign that I didn't think you would mind. It's the first book I won't finish in a long, long time. Oh, Kyle Curley, you're moving out of state, and you're living in a city with the same damn name. I think you'll do just fine if you breathe and take your time. And after that, you'll find a clinic you can work inside. And when you think of Ohio, make a fist with your hand. I'll take it as a sign that you're on the people's side. And you're the first one I'll be missing in a long, long time.
Oh, I feel supremely supported. I feel really, I think, just so like both Columbus and here, I feel very much heard. I feel very much listened to, and I feel very much appreciated. I think release day for the record, we were actually in the air, so we were over the Atlantic Ocean when the record came out back home. So when we landed, then we got all the messages from people back home, and it was more than I could have expected. And then coming here too, right, and having stuff play on the radio, and we were in Vienna last night, and two people came to the show because they were like, "Oh, we heard you on this radio station in Austria, and we looked in your website, we found a show, and we came," and like that stuff means a lot. So it's been pretty incredible.
It's a real pleasure to play in German rooms because there's a phenomenon back home where you sort of have to earn your right to be listened to. So at the beginning of a show, we're talking. Some people aren't here to see music, and you have to play a set that grabs attention, that gets people to shut up, and then you have to like care for that attention and make sure it stays unbroken. I very much appreciate everyone just volunteering their attention. It's pretty amazing. I was born in Michigan and was raised in Ohio. The highway that connects Michigan and Ohio is Interstate 75, I-75. So when you're born in Michigan and raised in Ohio, you spend a lot of time driving on I-75 to see family up in Michigan. You see family during good things, and you see family during bad things. So when my great uncle was dying, my dad all of a sudden had a lot of projects that he had to do with Uncle John. He was like, I'm going to go fix a table with Uncle John. And he might have fixed the table, but he was really going up to see Uncle Jerry in the hospice home. And you don't really tell that to your young kid, right? So I love my father. I love that he helped this important man in his life die. And I also love that he tried to shield it from me. So I tried to write this song from his perspective. Driving the Nissan Quest minivan, north on I-75, with a young boy in the back seat, hoping that the young boy doesn't find out the real reason that we're going up to Michigan this time. The late night highways molten like a senile old snake, hissing lane change lullabies to me and shaking me awake. He's in the back, he's buckled tight. I hope he naps some of the drive. I'm bracing for the impact of each high-pitched humming bridge, but there's no sleeping. And the question remains, was he drunk or dodging potholes, fading fast or changing lanes? And the seatbelt digs in. Too much these days, it's too tight, but I won't risk it. So I sit up nice and straight while the interstate rumble strip complains. And he just shakes his head and changes lanes. So we call it a vacation for the backseat buckled kid who never knew the angel dead and gone and burned and hid like I did. Stay awake, kids, stay alert. The thoughts won't ever cease, steeping loose leaf memories until it's easy being green. Or eat ice cream high with sprinkles sprayed with pressurized whipped cream, 'cause fudge of chocolate was his favorite way to quell the anxious dreams. But he's not sleeping on sugary bones. He's jacked up on the candy from great uncle's hospice home. So we'll be leaving in a week.
week or so. 'Cause the man who first believed in me will finally not be old, and we'll drive out to Boulder, trade the cold air for colder, and we'll call it a vacation for the backseat buckled kid who never knew the angel dead and gone and burned and hid. There's no love without the pain, so I boxed up both and I hid them away in the basement by the wall. We painted a gender-neutral gray. But he'll get older and he'll get in, he'll cut, he'll rip the tape, and far be it from me to keep the good and the bad at bay. But at least for today, we don't call it a wake. We call it a vacation for the backseat buckled kid who never knew the angel dead and gone and burned and hid.
I think the biggest part of writing a song is just noticing things. So I think first step and almost the only step is notice something. I teach some songwriting classes with kids, and that's one of the consistent things, is just notice something. After that, you start singing about it, and you maybe get a clearer picture and drill into it. But it's mostly just noticing things. Do you notice anything about the songwriting process in this band?
You do it all. So I just write the piano part and always enjoy the lyrics. And I still find lines that I don't know what they mean, but I like imagining what they mean. And
cool. I think a lot of it is what is a small specific thing that you can notice that happens in daily life that other people will also see, and how do you make that important? So one of the examples of something that I've been trying to write for 4 years but have not been able to is this little smudge that you get on the top of a coffee cup with a plastic lid from the oil in your nose. And then like when the sun shines, you can see the smudge. And on people with small noses, it's a small smudge. And on people with big noses, it's a big smudge. So I have a big smudge. And you can almost tell who is drinking the coffee based on the size of the smudge. I have not figured out how to make that meaningful in a song, but I think that's what songs have the power to do, to make something small and forgettable become just suffused with meaning.
a little vignette.
Yeah, like a little vignette.
Has this room always had a fan? I guess I don't look much at the ceiling till both our backs meet, feather down. we hear that clock tick room sound. My black Timex seems so loud. In the morning when it's cold, 'cause I didn't shut the window, and it's so out of sync with the Casio. We roll over in the morning and we sigh, bleary-eyed at the edges, at the corners, at this space, the little space in the middle. We've got sheer blinds for privacy. Opaque to all but the sun setting. And I bought a real alarm clock, so you know I want you more than I want my phone. In the morning when we ride, starry-eyed at the edges, at the corners, at this space, a little space in the middle. Forgive me if that's too much, but I've frankly had enough, and I'm scared we'll both adjust to all the attention streaming through us. So just hold me in the morning and we'll hide, starry-eyed at the edges, at the corners, in the space, the warm space in the middle. We rise when we rise from the edges and from the corners, from our space, warm space in the middle. We're going to play 3 songs, then we're all going to get out of here. We're all going to go to sleep. We're all going to have a nice morning. These are songs mostly about Ohio and the Midwest. 2 years ago now, in 2018, we were on a tour in Germany, and we were on a radio station called Deutschlandfunkkultur. And we had an interview. And our interviewer said, I will speak to you in German to set up the interview, and then I will speak to you in English to ask you questions. And I said, thank you. We had just played a show in Chemnitz on a Monday night in 2018. It was that Monday night in 2018. The venue was a kilometer away from the Karl Marx Head, where a whole bunch of right-wing protesters were gathered to have a rally. When we got to the venue in Chemnitz, the booker said, we're still going to have the show because he wanted there to be a safe place for people to be. So we played music at that safe place while we heard noise coming from down the street. So now we're back in the interview. That interview happened 2 days after that show. So at the interview,
the woman says, right, in what I can understand, Chemnitz, neo-Nazis, Ohio. And all of a sudden, I realize I'm representing the Corn Belt on big-time German radio. And we're talking about anti-immigrant sentiment in both of our countries. And I live in Ohio. Ohio's going to vote for Trump. Trump is super anti-immigrant. I said earlier that I often feel powerless. That is true, but it doesn't keep me from having power. All of our record release shows support a local community and refugee immigration services organization. Because Columbus has a lot, and we need to support them, especially when our president does not. Because when people have their basic needs met, they can make art. Or they can start businesses or something. I'm more of an art person than a business person. But whatever. So, we're on the radio. We're feeling exotic about being from the Midwest. I'm feeling a big mixture of defensiveness and shame and strange pride in the good people of the Midwest and terribleness in the bad people of the Midwest. And then she asks, what's Midwestern culture like? And I say, well, we talk to each other in the grocery line about things that aren't the groceries. And when we bump into each other, we say, "Ope." And then she said, "Ope." And I said, "You got it." I did not have a good answer as to what Midwestern culture is like. And I still don't. But this is a song about that. Am I the Midwest? One we read about, the one they send the reporters to cross the state borders just to figure the people out. Am I the Midwest? The one we sing about, all pockmarked with Dairy Queens and state football dreams in university towns. Am I the Midwest? The one we blame, the one we castigate, the one we shame, the one that shows up on time at 8, the one we love, the one we hate. West, the one we photograph after Delphi leaves and the workers grieve and become another think piece. Am I the Midwest? The one they interview on the radio stations in the European nations where Americana still feels new. Am I the Midwest? The one to blame, the one that speaks up 2 years too late, the one that shows up on election day, the one that votes, the one that hates,
the Midwest, the plain-spoken ground between the coasts? Am I the Midwest, home of miniature golf and self-conscious boasts? Am I the Midwest, home of Jersey cows and stallion shoes? Am I the Midwest, the one in the news?
And then we played this song on the radio. Good night and good luck from Ohio. I hope all the weather's better down south. 'Cause it's hot, then it's cold, it's stifling and frozen. Ohio. And I never seem to wear the right kind of clothes. So I suppose if you were here, I'd offer you my coat. 'Cause jacket or sweater, no matter the weather, is comforting to most. Just a little way to get you to look up and look out from Ohio and throw you far, 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 far from the state you're in. Though the caustic and bold, they'll throw out your soul if we've got 'em. Hide in your bedsheet, they'll wait to catch you alone. But I'm coming home, so if you were here, I'd offer you my coat. 'Cause jacket or sweater, no matter the weather, is comforting to most. Though what ails you inside is pathologized in my digital copy of the DSM-5. It's amazing, baby, you're still alive. But you gotten much too good at saying your goodbye. So if you were here, I'd offer you my coat. 'Cause jacket or sweater won't make it better. Just a tip of the cap, I suppose, to the tides that keep on tugging you back and forth, to and fro.
Dan, what's your goal at a concert?
I think we play a lot of smaller places, and those always feel really nice because it's a very personal and intimate connection. But I think any size venue, we want to feel like we're playing in their living room, and we're like playing right at someone, connecting with them directly. And there's a lot of stories, like you said, in the songs, and we tell a lot of stories in between the songs. I think people should leave feeling like they have read a book, maybe.
Hey, I like that. Dan said something once last tour that resonated with me. It was from an old band director of his. Do you remember that quote?
Yeah. One of my band directors in college, he would give us a pep talk before every concert. And he was like, I've been doing this for so many years, and I know for a fact at least one person in the audience needs this concert tonight. And it might be more, but at least one person needs to hear music tonight. And so I think that's always really important to keep in mind, and it gives a nice sense of purpose to playing.
Big retweet. Jack, what do you think? What's your goal with shows?
I just want to give it my all, because if I don't believe it, then they won't believe it.
I like that. The big plan right now, so we'll do short term, and then we'll do long term. So short term, we're going to close out this tour. We're here until February 10th. So we'll play shows. We're going to open up a couple dates with Lily Among Clouds, who we opened up for last tour. And they're all really great, super nice. We're going to get back home. Then we're going to do a couple rehearsals, and we're going to have our hometown release show with like a 4-piece horn section and a 4-piece string section and pedal steel and bass and like a whole bunch of people singing, and it'll be ridiculous. That'll feel really, really good, and huge, right? So we'll record all that and all that junk. And then long term, I think we're starting work on another record. And I feel like after making 2 records, we almost know exactly how to make a record. So I'm excited to start working on the third one, not the last one, but I think I have a better idea of holistically what it takes from beginning to end, right? From songwriting to arranging to recording to like promotion. I think I'm a lot more clear-headed about it. And I know what we're going to be writing about, so that feels good.
One time I was on an airplane flight, and sitting across the aisle and up one row was a woman. She appeared to be in middle age, and she was very nervous. I was eavesdropping. She told her seatmates, "I've never left Arkansas before." And they said, "Wow." And she said, "I've never been on a plane before." And she said, "Wow. Thank you." And then she said, well, they asked, "Why are you leaving Arkansas?" And she said, "Love." Wow. Hey, nice. Wow. And then she said, "I'm going to see my high school sweetheart. The last time I saw him was when we were both in high school. We've been dating online for 3 months. And I'm not sure it's going to go perfectly." And they said, yeah, they did. And they turned into the most supportive people I've ever seen on a plane. She talked through everything, and she was wholly and ultimately supported by these 2 people on either side of her. And when she went to the bathroom, they gave each other a look like, wow. But they were going to support her. So then when she gets off the plane, everybody says goodbye, and we don't know what happened. It could have gone terribly, or it could have gone beautifully. And we'll never know. So I think of this woman when I'm scared to do something brave like that. So we'll leave you with this last song. We have our first record and our newest record back there on vinyl and CD if you're interested. If you're not interested in buying anything, I'm still interested in chatting. That's my favorite part about being in a different place. So I hope we all aspire to be as brave as this woman on the plane, flying across the country for love.
never left the state, but she's flying to Oregon, rekindled her Arkansas high school boyfriend. It's been 15 years since they've even held hands. She's telling this all to her seatmates. She's nervous on planes and maybe in general, and she's chomping on chewing gum. Got thoughts on millennials, sons 16 and 20. She left them at home and she's sitting in seat 16B. The fasten seatbelt signal is bright, and these people are traveling all day and night, and we land at 3. Hopefully, there's a first time for everything. My ex-husband's fine. He's a natural father. He works in IT. And he's got a stepdaughter. I think I could be at least one half as happy. Does my makeup still look okay? She undoes her seatbelt. She walks to the bathroom. We look at each other and we breathe in her perfume and think, and we think, and we think. The fasten seatbelt signal is bright, and these people act busy, even up in the sky. Look at me. I believe there's a first time for everything. Side as she gets up to leave, and we tell her good luck, but it's not guaranteed. And we look at each other and we want to believe. The fasten seatbelt signal is bright, and these people seem earnest, but might not be right. And then she leaves. Hopefully, there's a first time for everything. 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 There's a first time. time for everything. There's a first. Vielen Dank. Thank you. We're gonna go to that back corner and chat if you would like.
That thing with the disco ball was awesome.
We're gonna make it quick because it's Thursday and it's 11 o'clock. Thanks for listening to us play this long. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming out on a Thursday. I appreciate you leaving your home at all. One of my favorite things to do is to stay home. But when you do leave, you get to make a really welcoming environment for somebody like me. So thank you. We're going to play a song by Daniel Johnston. Ooh. Ooh. He's a strange man. He was a strange man. Now he's a strange angel. And this is a song about being a little bit odd. Thanks. Listen up, and I'll tell a story about an artist growing old. And some would try for fame and glory, and others aren't so bold. And all of them and friends and family, they're saying, hey, go get a job. We don't really like what you do. Hey, why are you so odd? The artist walks among the flowers, appreciating the sun. He does it all his waking hours. Oh, and who's to say he's wrong? But the artist walks alone. And someone says behind his back, he's got some gall to call himself that. He doesn't even know where he's at. So they sit inside and watch TV, saying, hey, this is fun. And they don't know how to have fun. listen up, and I'll tell a story about an artist growing old. Some would try for fame and glory, and others just want to watch the world